walk you somewhere.
I'm staying here, upstairs.
Oh, really?
I think this is what white girl heaven must be like.
Huh?
This is what white girl heaven must be like.
So I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne having it's with Will. Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up on him. Like,
Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
Margot Robbie and Will Smith's relationship was a ticking time bomb that was waiting to explode at any moment. When Margot and Will teamed up for the blockbuster Focus, they created an on-screen magic that had everyone talking. But beneath the surface, their connection was a tangled web of rumors, betrayals, and alleged indiscretions.
Die with the lie.
And why'd you come up here if you're so smart?
Professional curiosity. And I like boobs.
Margot once described her on-screen kiss with Will as tasting like Christmas, thanks to his candy cane breath spray. But what seemed like a harmless quip-fueled speculation about a romance that might have crossed professional boundaries. What was really happening when the cameras weren't rolling?
We just, if I could slip away or if we can...
Yes.
Can we just...
Whatever. Yes.
Then there's the infamous photo booth incident, a snapshot of Margot lifting her shirt to reveal her lingerie while Will stood shirtless beside her. Was this playful teasing, or did it hint at a deeper connection that went too far? Insiders have insisted on their cordial relationship, but what was Margot's real stance on dating fellow actors? Adding fuel to the fire, Jim Carrey's explosive comments about Will Smith's scary rise to power cast a shadow over the actor's image. Could his ambition have led to a betrayal that Margot would never forgive? Let's find out. The year was 2015, and the movie Focus had audiences captivated. Margot Robbie and Will Smith played a pair of con artists entangled in a web of deceit and attraction. Their on-screen chemistry was electric, sparking rumors of a real-life romance. Robbie herself contributed to the buzz, sharing with E! News her thoughts on kissing Smith. She humorously remarked about his breath, saying it was like Christmas thanks to a candy cane-like breath spray he used. Smith, too, had his playful moments, sharing how his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, reacted to his co-starring role with Robbie. She jokingly warned him to stay in shape and not let Robbie steal the show. This lighthearted banter between Smith and Robbie only fueled the fire of speculation surrounding their relationship.
Really like to show you all the things I've learned.
The rumor mill went into overdrive when a photo booth incident came to light. A snapshot showed Robbie lifting her shirt to reveal her lingerie, while Smith was shirtless beside her. This candid moment was interpreted by many as evidence of a deeper connection between the two, beyond the realm of their professional collaboration. However, insiders were quick to dismiss these rumors, insisting that Robbie and Smith maintained a cordial and professional relationship. Robbie herself addressed the speculation, stating her decision to avoid dating fellow actors to avoid the stress it brought to her life. Despite these denials, the playful speculations persisted, leading to their collaboration in films like Suicide Squad. It seemed the public couldn't get enough of their dynamic duo, even if it was all just Hollywood smoke and mirrors.
Too much junk in the trunk?
Nah. Every time I put this on, somebody dies.
While many fans speculated about the nature of their relationship, a deeper analysis reveals the complex bond between Robbie and Smith. Their interactions were often playful and lighthearted, yet there were underlying tensions that both tried to navigate amid the Hollywood spotlight. Their camaraderie extended beyond the screen, as evidenced by their mutual respect and support for each other's careers. However, there were also moments that hinted at a strained friendship, possibly due to the pressures of fame and the constant scrutiny from the media.
See, this is the problem, because we know too much about each other.
As rumors swirled around their relationship, some began to focus on Will Smith's career and personal life. His rise to power in Hollywood wasn't without controversy. Jim Carrey once spoke out about Smith's influence and the industry's darker side, suggesting that Smith's success might have come at a cost. For context, it all started during the 94th Academy Awards. Jim Carrey didn't mince words when he threw shade at the whole debacle with Will Smith and Chris Rock at the Oscars. When he was out there promoting Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Carrey straight up told Gayle King on CBS that he was totally disgusted by the whole scene at the 2022 Oscars. You know, when Smith slapped Rock for cracking a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's haircut, considering she deals with alopecia.
Uh-oh, Richard! Oh, wow! Wow! Will Smith just smacked the out of me.
Yeah, Carrie wasn't having any of it. After Smith unleashed that outburst at Chris Rock, yelling to keep his wife's name out of his mouth, he still walked away with the Best Actor award for King Richard. For Jim Carrey, that was enough to stop holding back on his thoughts. He straight up said he felt everyone giving Smith a standing ovation after that mess.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation.
Carrey didn't hesitate, calling Hollywood out for being spineless and suggesting they've lost their edge. It would appear that the actor saw that action as confirming earlier suspicions that Will Smith's rise might be because of things he had done to get there. And that is likely why he is still being protected. If not for that protection, Carrey thinks Smith should have been booted out of the Oscars then and there for his slap-happy moment.
You do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
Then King pointed out that Chris Rock chose not to involve the authorities in the matter, but Carrey asserted that this decision was solely because the comedian preferred to avoid the trouble.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous.
The question on many people's lips after that was, could this trouble be with Will Smith's alleged protectors? For many people, the reasons behind Chris not filing the lawsuit against Will Smith are connected to the alleged power Will has to do anything he wants in Hollywood. Of course, the claim is that this power was obtained from performing certain activities that you definitely don't want to know about. For a long time, accusations kept flying that Will Smith indulged in certain rituals for power, including activities. We've all heard Jaguar Wright say it herself.
They're both bi. They do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship.
If it were only Jaguar Wright, maybe we can just say it's one of those claims. But as we could see from the clip at the beginning, even someone very close to Will Smith, his former assistant and friend Bilal, also came with even more damning details.
Then I saw acts that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game.
Perhaps that's why Jada decided to stay away from him. Just in case you forgot, Jada Pinkett Smith had revealed the difficulties within her marriage to Will Smith. In a preview for an NBC News and Today show special tied to her memoir, Worthy, the Set It Off star shared that she and Will Smith had been residing apart since 2016, despite maintaining a united front in public appearances.
From the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
Yes.
y'all have been...
I made a promise that there will never be a reason.
The speculations began to intensify in 2016 due to a well-known incident during the Oscars. In that year, Chris Rock famously roasted Jada Pinkett Smith in his monologue. According to Rock, Jada had approached him to step down from hosting the Oscars that year because her husband, Will Smith, had not received a Best Actor nomination for his role in the film Concussion.
Jada's mad her man, Will, was not nominated. Concussion, I get it. Tell the truth, I get it. You get mad? She said it's not fair.
Both Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith chose to boycott the ceremony, along with many other prominent figures in Hollywood, in response to the perceived lack of diversity in the nominations, which had sparked the viral hashtag #OscarSoWhite. However, Rock disregarded Jada's request and, while hosting the Oscars, made a joke at her expense. Addressing her boycott of the ceremony, he said, "Jada Pinkett Smith, boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited." He also said, "It's not fair that Will was this good and didn't get nominated. It's also not fair that Will was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West." However, Jada had something else to tell. Jada made it clear that the 2016 Oscars incident was resolved through a mutual apology during a phone call. According to her, she later realized the immense pressure Chris Rock must have been under. She was not really recognizing the level of pressure Chris might have been under at the time. "I probably should have called him and gone, 'Hey, are you okay?' And just know that although I'm speaking out about the Oscars, I do wish you the best, and I just want you to know that," me taking the time to have called him and said that, just to touch base, but his feelings might have been hurt. Pinkett Smith said that after the 2016 Oscars joke, Rock apologized, and I apologized to him as well. "So I actually thought that we were good, that the hatchet was buried between us, and we hadn't talked since then until 2022 came." Pinkett Smith claims she also received an apology from Rock after the 2022 Oscars altercation.
Why do I know so much about these people's marriage? I kind of feel feel, I mean, like, literally, I kind of feel like I know more about their marriage than I know about my own damn marriage.
Now, this attracted the public's attention that immediately after slapping one can issue an apology also. The people have been speculating that this is all because of the power Will Smith holds. One person on the internet wrote, "If this didn't happen, I wouldn't even know about Oscar today." Well, his control is not only limited to the industry, but to his wife too. After their initial rift, Jada and Chris talked it out during the call, and Jada believed the matter was settled. Yet, following the 2016 Oscars incident, rumors about Jada and Will Smith's potential divorce began circulating. In an unexpected turn of events, Chris Rock reportedly asked Jada out on a date. She shared this revelation with People, believing that the situation had been resolved at that point. She described how every summer, reports would circulate about her and Will Smith getting a divorce. She said, "Every summer, all the reports would come out that me and Will were getting a divorce." During one particular summer, Chris Rock assumed that they were indeed divorcing and decided to reach out to her. He expressed his interest in taking her out. Jada recalled, "And this particular summer, Chris Rock, he thought that we were getting a divorce, so he called me and basically he was like, 'I'd love to take you out.' To which Jada responded with confusion, asking, 'What do you mean?' Chris explained, 'Aren't you and Will getting a divorce?' Jada clarified that these were just rumors and there were no divorce plans. Chris was taken aback by the misunderstanding and profusely apologized. However, in that same year, Jada and Will were not residing together, and this revelation has recently come to light as Jada herself has openly discussed it, fueling the growing speculation that she and Chris were involved in something during that period.
In 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was.
According to her, she and her husband Will Smith had been leading entirely separate lives since 2016, as revealed in an interview with Hoda Kotb. This high-profile Hollywood couple, who tied the knot in 1997, had previously acknowledged their periods of separation and marital challenges, but never in such explicit terms. While it was not a formal divorce, Pinkett Smith explained to Kotb in a video snippet released on Today that it essentially resembled a divorce in all but the legal paperwork. It was not a divorce on paper, but it was a divorce, host Hoda Kotb said, which Pinkett Smith confirmed. She also revealed they live separately. Pinkett Smith explained why the two never formally announced a separation. "I think just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in partnership, right? And in regards to how do we present that to people, you know? And we hadn't figured that out." Meanwhile, Will Smith's name has become a topic of intense interest due to some surprising allegations that have emerged regarding his purported connections with multiple individuals over the course of his career. These allegations have garnered significant attention and sparked extensive discussions. As the saying goes, where there's smoke, there's fire. It seems that Will Smith has added to the intrigue by shedding light on his desire for escapism from his marital relationship.
Yeah.
And we decided.
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
While being part of an unconventional family with unique marital dynamics is one thing, it becomes an entirely different situation when persistent rumors suggest that your husband may be entangled in clandestine relationships. Such was the predicament in the Smith household, and it seems that the lady of the house decided to openly disclose the reality.
It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now.
The journey commenced with the release of the timeless comedy drama 6 Degrees of Separation, where Will Smith portrayed a captivating swindler. The film attracted considerable attention when reports emerged that a kissing scene between Smith and his co-star Anthony Michael Hall had been surprisingly omitted from the final version. This occurrence set off a flurry of speculation. Was the renowned actor purposefully avoiding the kiss to sidestep potential scrutiny of his own S? These rumors have persisted over time, and the truth continues to remain veiled.
That Will Smith is bisexual and that they do this, and that.
Furthermore, in a 2020 interview, Will contradicted his earlier statements about not fully immersing himself in the character, asserting that he wholeheartedly embraced the method acting approach for 6 Degrees of Separation.
You train your mind through blocking out Will and only living as the character.
However, Tisha Campbell came forward with allegations that Will Smith was involved in extramarital relationships with her former spouse, Dwayne Martin. She took to Instagram to share an image regarding this matter. In her post, Tisha pointed out that the truth always comes out in the end, no matter how many times someone lies. This prompted one of her devotees to reply, "Thank you, even though they lie in the end." In response to this person, Tisha said, "And you're right, they will lie till the end. The real kiki is people will stop believing them." Tisha's decision to type Will in all caps raised suspicions that she might be indirectly referencing Will and Jada in her post. Many quickly assumed that this could imply an alleged affair between Will and Tisha's former spouse, Dwayne Martin, who also happens to be a close friend of the Gemini Man actor. Furthermore, YouTuber Trisha Paytas made allegations against Will Smith, claiming that he intentionally caused harm to her male dancers. She specifically said, "How about worry about your daughter being in bed at 13 with her 20-year-old boyfriend? How about worry about your cheating husband effing one of my male dancers when they didn't want to?
How about worry about your cheating husband my male dancers, when they didn't want to? How about talk about that?"
However, it appears that Will might have been influenced by the path set by his predecessor, Quincy Jones. For those unfamiliar, Quincy Jones is a multi-talented individual who has worked with icons like Frank Sinatra, Aretha Franklin, and the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Yet, his fame doesn't stop there. Rumors about his interest in men have circulated for years, and recent developments suggest there might be some truth to those speculations.
Well, my first musical memory is when I wanted to be a gangster until I was 11. Coming from Chicago in the 30s.
Recent disclosures have brought to light the possibility that Quincy Jones may not adhere to conventional S orientations. Startling allegations have emerged, suggesting that he wielded influence over the S preferences of notable individuals, including Will Smith and Tupac. These claims hint at his deep involvement within the LGBTQ+ community. Do you remember that unforgettable interview with Tupac? It was a pivotal moment when he revealed the questionable intentions of Quincy Jones.
Yeah, I think them rumors about Quincy Jones and all that crazy stuff about Pop was definitely rumors.
Tupac allegedly disclosed that Quincy had presented inappropriate propositions, hinting at engaging in specific intimate activities. However, the story becomes more complex. Despite the interview reportedly gaining extensive traction on the internet, it was said to have curiously disappeared without any trace. One must acknowledge that a person with substantial power and influence would be capable of orchestrating such a vanishing act. With Tupac no longer here to verify the authenticity of that interview, it's not entirely unexpected that Quincy might be aiming to distance himself from these allegations. Even Napoleon, who was purportedly a close associate of Tupac, swiftly dismissed all rumors and defended Quincy Jones when confronted with the allegations. In an instant, he waved away all the gossip surrounding the matter.
Yeah, I think them rumors about Quincy Jones and all that crazy stuff about Pop was definitely rumors. Pac was about to marry his daughter.
And if you believe the revelations end there, think again. There are claims circulating that Jada and Will have been organizing unconventional gatherings at their residence involving much younger men. Jaguar Wright even went on to divulge sensitive information, suggesting that she has witnessed young men leaving their premises in a state of astonishment. What's more, rumors are in circulation regarding Will and his wife Jada, who allegedly host lavish gatherings at their home, often attended by younger male guests. These events, as revealed by the outspoken Jaguar Wright, have been suggested to explore non-traditional boundaries. Some individuals even assert that they have personally observed young men leaving the Smith residence, appearing agitated. The echoes of their distressing cries reportedly pierce through the night air, adding to the mysterious aura surrounding these gatherings.
His corny, overbooked ass was not built to be able to maintain the swag of a Baltimore chick.
That is true.
Delving into the origins of these extraordinary and unorthodox events, it seems that Will might have drawn inspiration from none other than the revered maestro Quincy Jones. This iconic music producer and musician boasts a storied career spanning decades, during which he has been privy to a myriad of experiences within the industry. Remarkably, he has not hesitated to unveil the hidden aspects and missteps of several celebrity associates. In a moment that startled many, Quincy Jones confided in an interview with Vulture magazine, laying bare the unexpected truth that individuals such as James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, and Marvin Gaye were queer. Here's what he had to say about Marlon Brando. He was the most charming MF you ever met. He'd F anything. He'd F a mailbox, James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, Marvin Gaye. Following Quincy Jones' contentious statements, a prominent YouTuber raised their voice, alleging that Quincy himself identifies as bi-S. Expressing strong disapproval of Quincy's inappropriate comments, the YouTuber pondered whether he was an appropriate individual to divulge anyone else's gender inclinations given the nature of his own revelations.
Quincy Jones
if you always tell the truth, well, tell me this. Are you bisexual?
However, the saga doesn't conclude there. The YouTuber took their stance a step further, asserting that they possessed a friend with connections in Hollywood, some of which involved interactions with none other than Quincy Jones himself.
Have a friend who is really attractive, and guess what? You learn a lot of things about the men in Hollywood.
Reports have emerged alleging that Quincy had engaged in a series of intimate liaisons with individuals, even when he was 70 years old. These allegations insinuate that Quincy had kept his interest in the same gender hidden for many years and might have held a role as a guardian of sorts for within the realm of the entertainment industry.
Have you ever had the man multiple times?
Quincy Jones, celebrated for his pivotal role in shaping the trajectories of several Black artists' careers, has also been the subject of allegations linking him to various cults and groups, as claimed by conspiracy theorist Professor Griff. Griff accused Quincy of involvement in Hollywood-esque rings.
It was the homo ritual. This is where the homo came out against it, but I didn't mind. I wasn't talking about. I'm saying there's a homo ritual that they go through.
Moreover, the person making these assertions affirmed that during Tupac's introduction to the Hollywood scene, there were purported rituals and contrived scenarios orchestrated by Quincy, which Tupac was allegedly coerced into partaking in. The individual even substantiated rumors that Quincy had allegedly made advances towards Tupac, attempting to persuade him to engage in intimate activities.
He was asked by Quincy Jones to when Tupac said no, that's when Tupac was marked for death. Why? Because Tupac was engaged to Quincy Jones' daughter.
Adding to the allegations concerning Quincy Jones, the deceased actress Alexis Arquette made a claim that Shri Zampino, Will Smith's former wife, divorced him after reportedly witnessing Will in a compromising situation with another man. She said, "When Jada comes out as her beard husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked into him, servicing his sugar daddy Benny Medina, then I will listen to them." She later clarified in the comments section, "First wife. Paid off. Silent." Nevertheless, Jada, renowned for her outspoken stance on boycotting the Oscars, chose not to address Alexis's statement at that point. On the contrary, Will refrained from commenting on the accusations, while his first wife, Shri Zampino, was the one to voice her opinion. She criticized Alexis for her vindictive and hasty comments, asserting that Will is not and has never identified as queer.
Not only is it out of line, it's absolutely not true. And I'm offended and I'm hurt.
Numerous fans found Shari's response to be somewhat intense initially. Instead of dismissing the accusations as baseless, she took a strong stance, leaving some to speculate whether Alexis's remarks had indeed struck a chord. Moreover, persistent allegations have circulated over the years, suggesting that Jada's S orientation might not be as publicly known, leading to speculation about a concealed queer identity. In this context, the enduring friendship between Will and Dwayne has fueled rumors that they might share a particularly close bond, often referred to as a bromance.
Yo, am I the only one that saw this? Watch Will. Titty grab. Then he grabs his ass. Will is molesting Carlton on television. Titty grab again, then the face, and now he's gonna grab his.
According to claims made by Star, Will and Dwayne have embarked on a notable number of vacations together. These excursions include visits to prominent destinations such as Las Vegas and Miami, and there are even rumors of a private cruise in Trinidad. During these periods, Tisha and Jada reportedly remained at home. Supported by an eyewitness account, it has been recounted that the duo shared a meal at a Caribbean restaurant, where it was evident that both Will and Dwayne arrived and departed in each other's company. Another source insists that Jada harbors a strong disapproval of the fact that Will is indulging in lavish vacations with Dwayne, leaving her with a sense of being left behind at home.
It's ridiculous, right? And it's nonsense. And this is a person that tried a shakedown, a money shakedown that didn't work. We're going to take legal action.
Reportedly, she finds it unbearable to witness their relationship, perceiving it as something that Will deliberately showcases before her. In recent times, there has been widespread speculation that Will and Jada's 14-year marriage is teetering on the edge of dissolution. An insider disclosed to Star magazine that their marital bond has sustained significant damage, and the increasing amount of time Will spends with Dwayne exacerbates the strain strain on his relationship with Jada. Central to Jada's apprehensions is Dwayne's alleged participation in certain controversial incidents that have garnered media attention.
I was just like, I didn't know what to do, but I just knew. I was like, I never wanted to be married.
Considering the enduring intimacy between these two individuals, it does give rise to apprehensions about their decision not to openly discuss their S orientations, especially in light of the multiple insinuations propagated by individuals both within and outside the realm of social media. As a result, the persistent question remains: will the conjecture regarding Will and Dwayne persist? Adding to the speculation, comedian Bert Kreischer added his voice to the discourse during an interview with Vlad TV. He recounted an episode involving an audition offer from Will's company, which eventually culminated in an uncomfortable interaction with Will personally, further fanning the flames of discussion.
And he liked me. He was like, let's go see a movie. I was like, okay.
Bert also mentioned that Will extended an invitation to watch a movie, but his father cautioned him, suggesting that Will probably had alternate arrangements.
And he was like, oh, buddy. He's trying to
Bert proceeded to comment that numerous prominent male figures in Hollywood have fantasies about regressing to a younger age. This leads us to Will's suspected associate in these claims, Diddy. Similar to Will, Diddy has faced long-standing allegations regarding his S. One facet of these allegations involves a certain circle in his entourage, where he purportedly introduces his young musicians to Portuguese practices, a notion that is particularly unsettling.
Now that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn some...
Flavor Camp!
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's.
While there hasn't been any direct confirmation about Will Smith's purported S engagement with any of these individuals, the persistent conversations surrounding this subject underscore its notable presence within public discourse. Moreover, Carey suggested that when he slapped Chris, it was his inner frustration. He said, "The slap came out of nowhere because Will has something going on inside him that's frustrated. I wish him the best. I have nothing against Will Smith. He's done great things, but that was not a good moment. It cast a shadow over everyone's shining moment last night. It was a selfish moment." Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.